Hi, this is Brent Hess here with the Real Influence Podcast, a platform dedicated to bringing back the true meaning of influencer. In the recent years, it's gotten so watered down and really lost its meaning. The people doing the biggest influences in their communities are usually the furthest thing away from trying to create some online persona. This isn't to throw any shade at those selling chapsticks, lotions, and potions to their social media accounts online, but more so to give the younger generations and my kids a small insight into true influence, its impact, and its attainability. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Boom, here we are. We're here with Yasmin from Level Up Boxing. How you doing today, Yasmin?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing really, really awesome. I'm glad you could join us. I'm glad we could get one of our female boxers on the card. I'm really excited about that. Let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit of maybe your background and what got you into the sport of boxing.
Yeah, so like you said, my name is Yasmin. I'm 25 years old. Originally I started out my athletic career in gymnastics. I did gymnastics for about 20 years, essentially all the way through college. And then in 2020, when the pandemic hit, I had just graduated college and I was just looking to get into something to stay fit. And so my sister, who's actually a professional MMA fighter at the time in the UFC, Sijara Eubanks, was just like, "Hey, you want a pair of my gloves? And something to do." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I picked up my first pair of gloves, walked into Level Up Boxing in Lanham, and have been going pretty much every day ever since. So I kind of actually started in Muay Thai, so doing Muay Thai and kickboxing, and I had my first amateur fights, my first few amateur fights in Muay Thai, and then actually just had my first boxing match last October. So that was my first just boxing. So I've done both Muay Thai, kickboxing, and now getting into the boxing as well.
Wow, that's impressive. And gymnastics, what a great foundation. And
Right.
um, and Sijara Eubanks, your sister.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. That's something that's I didn't know, and I'm sure the audience would be. Yeah, she's a great fighter in the UFC and very impressive. I was always a fan. Um, so this interview is about influence, and to me that's a very important kind of word that's maybe lost a little bit of its meaning nowadays with everybody being an influencer, right?
Right.
Give us some of your empowering, important influences that have been in your life, whether that be just in life in general or maybe in your boxing or athletic career.
Yeah, I would say my family has always been a really big influence on me, and particularly in my martial arts journey. Obviously, my sister. We started kind of at the beginning when I was first starting off my career. We weren't living in the same state, but we were constantly talking about training, getting together to train together as much as possible, and just seeing her find have so much success and love for the sport and martial arts in general really just kind of influenced me to go through the trials and tribulations and keep pushing to go better, to get better. On top of that, like, my family has always supported like a lot of the things that I've done, even though them watching me fight is not always their favorite thing to do, but they've always been really supportive of me. And obviously my team uh has pushed me through the tough practices. My coach has always been there in my corner, whether it's for fighting, personal reasons, whatever. Just my team has always been so supportive of me. And if it's like, I hit them up randomly on it, says, "Hey, can we spar really quick?" Like, they're always down to jump in, pushing me to be better, and they've always been helping me out, strength and conditioning. And obviously my partner has been a huge influence on my nutrition, staying focused, keeping my head on correctly, just through everything going on. So I have a really, really great support system behind me, which is great, especially knowing this type of sport, you really need it.
Yeah, geez. Yeah, it sounds like you got a good support system, and that's super crucial. Um, and man, I have two daughters, and everybody always asks me like, "Are you gonna make them fight?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna make them fight. I don't even know if I want them to fight."
Right.
And but if they, for me, it's always like a thing. Like if they want to, I'll support it, and I will be that support system that they need. So yeah, that sounds interesting. Now tell us on the other side of the coin here. Now that you're becoming more of an experienced athlete and stuff like that, do you notice you kind of influencing others, and tell us about that and how fulfilling that might be, whether that's maybe some youth or maybe just even some of your friends trying to get in shape.
Yeah. So I feel like I have a hand in a lot of different places. Obviously, I work at Mayweather right now, teaching their boxing classes. So just getting people started in fitness and boxing is something that I've been trying working towards, working one on one and in small group fitness classes to just introduce people to the idea of boxing, not only as a fitness but also as a kind of lifestyle. So that's something I got into recently, and obviously, I at my home gym where I train Level Up, I try to take on as much of a leadership role and example for some of the athletes who might be less experienced, coming up and needing some words of wisdom, some encouragement, how to balance the nutrition and the cuts and all of that, and also, running practices if my coach needs me to or something like that. I'm always trying to be a team player when it comes to my team and some of the less experienced fighters, just, whipping them into shape and having the next generation coming up as well. I'm also a teacher, so I've taught every different age group of all different kinds. So I'm always just trying to be a positive influence for the youth and just whatever they want to do, whatever advice they need, just being a open ear and someone who can kind of guide people in whatever direction they want to take. I always want to just be an encouraging voice. I never want to be like the pessimistic person that's like, you can't do that or it's too hard. Like, I'm always trying to find a way to make it work for people.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love your energy. And speaking of words of wisdom, um, give us a little gem, maybe for our audience. Maybe a quote, a motto, something that you either maybe that you live by, or something that your coaches tell you, or you've heard along your journey.
Yeah.
Let us share it with us.
Yeah, something that I've been running through this camp in my head specifically for myself is that you have nothing to prove to anybody but yourself. So, just that you work hard, that you're ready and committed, and that you have a good team behind you, and this is for everyone, like, and so a lot of times outside pressure of, oh well, what happens if I don't win, or what if someone is talking mess on the internet and they're talking about you have nothing to prove to those people as long as you show up for yourself every day and you come prepared. At the end of the day, a fight is a fight. You win, you lose, as long as you come prepared and know that you did everything that you needed to do, then you won. So
Wow. Yeah, that's a great mindset, and that takes a lot of pressure off of you too, because the only person you got to worry about is the person you see in the mirror, and that's powerful. That's awesome. I love that. Well, hey, Yasmin, give us a way that we can follow you. Let people know maybe a way that they can show you some love, whether that be on your social media or what have you.
yeah. I do post a lot of my fight journey stuff on Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram at Yasmin JAE. That's YASMINJAE. I post highlights and stuff. I've got boxing. I've got boxing coming up this weekend. I've got a Muay Thai fight coming up pretty soon. So I'm trying to stay active. Throughout the martial arts. So if you want to follow me, and stay tuned, that's the best place to find me.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, everybody. Yasmin is going to be performing under the bright lights on July 13th at Champions League Boxing at Hook Hall. Tickets are on sale now at championsleagueboxing.com. Yasmin, I hope training has been going really awesome for you and it continues to go well for you leading up into fight camp. And man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see you shine under those bright lights.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yep. We'll see you soon, okay?
Of course.
All right.